feeling good. The sun is shining. I knew it would. The world's a playground. I'm in the clouds. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Just check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us tonight, and to everybody who joins the replay later, thanks for watching. I'm so excited to be joined tonight by our friend Crystal Oswald. Hey Crystal.
Hey Greg, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. We are so excited to have Crystal here tonight. We're going to be talking all about SEL tonight because Crystal is not only is she one of our Elevate virtual presenters, she is also our conference manager and makes Elevate. She is one of the people that makes Elevate happen. So we're so thankful for her. And for those of you who don't know, Crystal is a new mom.
Yay, I am.
How's that going?
It's going well. I'm so thankful for my friend Tanya. She's here tonight watching Sadie. She's putting her to bed right now. And just thankful for the army around me helping so I can do things like this still. So she's wonderful. She's the best.
And she's adorable.
Thank you. She's almost 3 months already. I'm like, where did the time go?
Listen, Adeline's going into kindergarten next year. So, not even next year, like 8 months, 6 months.
Know.
Like, yeah,
it's so sad. It's like sad, but it's so happy. At the same time.
It's a whole lot of emotions. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So we are going to be talking all about SEL tonight. Crystal's going to talk about some things you can do in your classroom for SEL. She's going to talk about her session. We're also giving away a ticket to Elevate Virtual. It's super easy to enter tonight's giveaway. All you need to do is hit the share button, invite your friends, and join us in the comments. So the more you share and the more you comment, the more chances you have to win a ticket to Elevate Virtual. If you have not signed up for Elevate Virtual, you need to sign up now. The links to register are in the comments and in the description of tonight's live. Elevate Virtual is the premier virtual PD experience. Kicks off on June 1st. You have 90 days unlimited on-demand access, which means you can watch all 30 sessions, all of the keynotes, as much as you want during those 90 days, whenever, wherever you want. My favorite are the 3 a.m. group who send us pictures at 3 in the morning in the summer watching Elevate videos. So that's what's great about virtual. Like, there's nothing that compares to an in-person conference, but what I love about virtual is you have access to that content on demand for 90 days. You've got keynotes from myself, Gary Brooks, Barry White, Katie Gardner, 30 sessions, $500 in free downloads. So it's totally worth the price of the ticket, right? And then $10,000 in giveaway. So click the links, get registered, and we can't wait to see you all virtually at Elevate Virtual this summer. So Crystal, tell us a little bit about your session.
Yeah, so I'm actually doing a writing session this time, all about how you can be, I have it as like a detective theme, being a writing detective and embedding SEL. So I'm sure all of you have heard your students and say like, I don't know what to write, or like they just struggle. A lot of times students struggle with writing. So this is just looking at those problems that you might hear on a daily basis and what you can do to kind of fix those problems with an SEL lens. So, yeah.
I love that. And one of the things that me and Crystal have talked about in the past with SEL is that SEL has been a big focus in so many schools and districts. And what I was telling Crystal was what we see, and I would venture to guess a lot of teachers would agree with this, is we go through this SEL training and it's all very theoretical, right? Yep. Here's the research, is all these big words. And this is like, we know how important it is, but there's never any like actionable stuff. Like they're like, yeah, you need to do SEL. This is what the research says. Here are all these big vocabulary words. Yeah. Good job. Now go do it. Well, nobody ever gives us the stuff, right? The activities, the lessons, the materials, the strategies. Well, that's what Crystal's going to do in her Elevate Virtual session with writing. And we know writing is another pain point for a lot of us. Right. So I love that you're doing SEL and writing.
Yeah. And my go-to suggestion for anybody, I'm a SEL coach. That's that's how I'm active in schools. And my go-to is always just looking at those 5 competencies. So self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, and problem solving. Just how can you like look at those and then embed it in. And more than likely, I always say this, you're probably already doing it. Like some part of your writing block is probably already an SEL. You're doing SEL probably.
Cool. I know. And one of the things you had mentioned as we were getting ready for this was you talked about problem and solution. Like you have a problem, how do you solve it? We do that so much in our reading comprehension. And so it's easy to kind of make that leap to your life. And that, we actually just did this in our classroom last week. We were doing Three Billy Goats Gruff. And it's always an interesting conversation with kids because some of the kids are pro, the Billy Goat pushed that troll off, way to go. But some kids are very much against that because it wasn't the right thing to do. And so there's a lot of opportunity in reading comprehension and your writing block to pull in SEL.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I love too, to then put yourself in the story. Like, what would you do? And then the kids can run with that and they can create their own characters. They can change it from Billy Goat Gruff. They can make it to their own character. They have this problem. They have this solution of how they would do it. And then it's a whole story. So it's just a matter about being intentional with those thoughts and just running with it,
Yeah, absolutely. We did the week before we did Little Red Hen. That's kind of where our curriculum is. Right. And so the kids actually had to write, in the story, the Little Red Hen is like, who will help me? And all the animals are like, not I, not I. Yeah. And so the kids had to write that. They had to write, who will help me? Yeah. And then not I said, and they had to change the story and they loved it.
Right. I see right here that Nelson says that they use the mood meter to check in. That actually just sparked another idea in my head. Like, I love the mood meter. It's very similar to zones of regulation. And you could run with that with writing too. Like if a student is saying they're in feeling blue, like they could write sentences about why. They could create a character. Like there's so many things you could do just with the mood meter and pull that into your writing block too.
Right. And this right here is what Elevate is all about, y'all. Yeah. Like, look at that. Like within 7 minutes, we've thrown out several ideas that you can do in your classroom tomorrow if you're in school, because some of us are on a snow week apparently, because we got sorry. Oh no. We got 7 inches of snow here in Nashville, so we'll be snowed in all week. But the thing is, even watching this live, talking about Elevate, you already have some ideas that you can do tomorrow. That's what Elevate is all about. Real classroom-proven, research-based ideas, lessons, and strategies and resources that you can implement immediately. We wanted Elevate to be the conference where you could walk away and not feel overwhelmed and stressed out. Like, oh my God, I can't do any of that. No, you're going to leave Elevate with a beautiful binder. I'm looking at it over there in the corner. I should have grabbed it. A beautiful binder if you come to Elevate in person, full of notes and ideas. And guess what? All of those can be done the next day. Yeah. And this right here is just proof of that. So imagine if in 7 minutes of this live, you already have 2 or 3 ideas. Imagine what you're going to get with 30 sessions in Elevate Virtual. So click the links, get registered. We're also giving away a ticket to Elevate Virtual tonight. So make sure to hit the share button, invite your friends, and join us in the comments to get entered for tonight's giveaway. All right, Crystal, give us some more.
Yeah. So, like I said, one of the biggest things that I like to talk about in my sessions, whether it's this one or other sessions, it's those 5 core competencies. And that's really like the anchor of SEL. And I think like you can pull them into morning meeting. You can pull them into your read alouds. You can pull them into your writing. You can pull them into recess. Like SEL is everywhere all day long. And I also saw somewhere in the comments, like, SEL doesn't have to be like a 30-minute block lesson. And that's why I think like sometimes we just get so like, I can't do this. It's another thing. But really, if you pull it into all you're doing, it's so much simpler. So another thing that I'm going to be talking about in my session is giving students choice when it comes to writing. I know for me, I was that reluctant writer. Like I did not like writing, which is funny because now when I was a classroom teacher, I loved teaching writing. But one of the reasons why I liked it was because I gave my students choice. And that ties in with the SEL competency of like decision making. They can make the choice about what they want to write about, and it makes writing a lot calmer for them. They can, run with whatever it is. We're not like saying you have to write about this, like give them choice. So that's another big thing that I'll be talking about in my session.
And I already you're talking about like how to integrate this. and how to integrate SEL into the classroom. And I think that's one area where teachers struggle, right? We go to these trainings and it's like, hey, SEL, you should integrate it into your academics. You know, we get SEL walkthroughs in our district with a form, and they're always looking for, are we integrating it? Well, but they're never giving, there's never that, well, here's a way to do it. So that's what we're doing, not only in this live, but imagine what you're going to get in Crystal's virtual session. If you're already, so many people are saying how many great ideas they've already gotten tonight. So imagine what you're going to get in our session at Elevate. And we love choice. That is a huge part of our classroom. And it really does make such a difference for our kids because it gives them responsibility, it gives them ownership, right? Gives them responsibility, and it can take away some of that stress.
Right. So this is a 5th grade example, but you could do this with younger kids. And okay, just bear with me here, but we did a Snapchat writing where we put filters on our faces and that was the character. And I got some of the best writing samples. I was always in charge of the phone. So don't come at me for that.
Obviously.
We did all these fun characters and it gave them choice over what they could write about. I'm telling you, these stories were so good. And if they didn't want to do one of the filters, they could come up with their own character. But again, it's back to that choice where they got to choose and they just ran with it and loved it. So,
and with kids, with early childhood, pre-K, K1, you could do emojis, right?
Yes.
You could put the emoji on their face and they can tell you, I'm feeling.
I feel, And
even if they can't use the right word, they could point, right?
Yes.
And then they could draw and write about that. So I love that idea. How fun is that?
I love that idea
and
of
simple.
the emojis. It's simple, right? I use emojis with the younger kids all the time because it's a universal symbol that they all know, right? Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
I mean, they know every single one of those emojis probably better than some of us adults do.
It's so true.
So again, if you have not registered for Elevate Virtual, the link to do so is in the comments and in the description. If you're loving tonight's live, this is what Crystal's entire session at Elevate Virtual is going to be about. So you don't want to miss out on this amazing session because if you're already getting some ideas, Crystal is going to give you probably 45 to 60 minutes of easy ways to integrate SEL into your classroom. So click the link, get registered. You want to register before March 31st. That's when the price goes up. So right now tickets are $75. After March 31st, they go up. And again, you get 30 sessions, keynotes from myself, Gary Brooks, Barry White, Katie Garner, $500 in free downloads for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaway, 30 amazing sessions that you have on-demand access to beginning on June 1st. You have 90 days unlimited access. So click the links and get registered. You do not want to miss out on this amazing conference.
Cool. I love it.
Somebody asked if you could briefly talk about the SEL and how it's not PBIS and like how the two aren't necessarily the same thing.
Well, so I have to be honest, I don't have a lot of background with PBIS. So I don't want to speak to what PBIS, I know what it is, but like, I don't want to speak too in depth about that because I wasn't trained in that. So in regards to SEL, it is just a fundamental piece of what we are as humans, right? Like adults need it. It's for adults. It's for students. It's for everyone. So I think to me, it's almost like, again, I keep going back to those the 5 core competencies. Like that's what we need in order to be, I don't want to say good humans, but just well-rounded humans, right? So to me, those are just like core values and things that we're learning to do, where PBS is more of a program from what I know. I don't know. It's more of a program based off of positive behavior supports, correct?
Yes.
Whereas like when you focus on SEL and you focus on those 5 competencies, I feel like you're more intrinsically understanding of like who you are and like what decisions you're making and how you're building relationships with others. To me, I think it's very different. But again, I don't know a lot about PBIS.
Right. Because PBIS is like it's like rewards.
Yes.
Right. And so SEL is really, like you said, about learning to be a good person, dealing with your feelings, conflict resolution, all of that stuff that we all need to work on all the time.
Right.
Regardless of whether there's a ticket involved or not.
Right. So yeah, to me, again, I don't know a lot about it. I think they're very different. And I know there's times even as an adult, like where I'm having to be very self-aware or I'm having to, problem solve or whatever. So without rewards and all the things. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
And the thing
it's
is, you
just like,
don't need PBIS to do SEL. SEL is something you
no,
don't need rewards or anything like that. It's
no,
something that you should be doing all
yes,
day, every day,
all day,
throughout your
everything.
day.
Yes.
And that's what Crystal's going to show you is how to integrate SEL into your day and especially into writing, which I think is huge because integrating SEL is something that's hard for all of us. And
Yeah.
writing is something that's a challenge for a lot of us. So I love that you're
Yeah.
doing the two.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Another thing in my session is going to be talking about letting kids write together. Now, again, with pre-K, that might look a little different. They might be drawing together. They might be, making symbols in the sand or whatever, different kinesthetic types of learning. But if you have older kids that are writing sentences, how can you get them writing together? So if like Greg and I were writing a story, maybe he has an idea and he writes a sentence and then I write a sentence and then we ping pong writing, because then you're not only building relationship skills, you're talking, you're communicating, but then you're also becoming very socially aware of one another as well. So again, writing doesn't have to be independent. It could be a group thing. Get your kids together, let them write stories together and build their relationships and talking at the same time.
Yeah. And you could even start whole group, right?
Yeah.
Especially with younger kids, and then pull that down into, groups or pairs. So you could really start with that scaffolding and release it to the kids as they're ready. I love that. And I think you're right. They become more aware of each other and maybe aware of how others are feeling and what they're dealing with. And so they can be better friends, better support in the classroom for the people in their class.
Well, it's just a good way to like learn to listen to other people's ideas too. Like you have to stop and listen and soak it. I know you're laughing. Hear each other out.
Class.
Right? So this could go a lot of different ways. I actually did this activity when I did this session with adults. I did it and it was hysterical. They first of all, they had a lot of fun with it. Their stories were great, but it was interesting to watch because you have to stop, you have to listen and, work together.
Right. So. And the listening is hard because you're constantly thinking about what am I going to say?
Yeah.
Like, okay, no, they're talking, but what am I going to say? And so getting them to stop and actually listen is a challenge.
Well, and that like, it's okay if you don't like someone's idea. How do you respectfully disagree with someone? How do you encourage someone? Like there's so many different pieces that can go into the spoken language too, of like, what about, did you think about it this way? Or, wow, I really like that idea. So there's so many pieces that can come into play with that.
Right. And I love that you're going to show us easy ways to bring them into the classroom, into writing. I think people are going to I know they're going to love your session because they're loving tonight's live. So they're going to absolutely love your session. So I want to remind everybody that we are doing a giveaway for a ticket to Elevate Virtual. All you have to do to enter is leave us a comment, ask a question, let us know where you're from, and hit the share button. We have a few more minutes and then we'll announce the winner. So if you haven't left a comment and hit that share button, do it now so you can get entered for tonight's giveaway. Also, if you haven't clicked the link to register for Elevate Virtual, what are you waiting for? Click the link, get registered so you can enjoy Crystal's session and all of the sessions from all of our amazing speakers, all new content. That's something I want to point out. I've seen several comments about people who have done Elevate Virtual for the past couple of years and they love it. Well, guess what? It's all new content. Nothing is repeated. It's all new. We have some new, we do have some repeating presenters, but the content, the sessions is all new, all unique, and it's unique from our in-person events as well.
Yes.
So these are, if you've done Elevate in the past, this is all brand new, so you don't want to miss out. Jose's kind of flipping through the brochure. You can find the brochure on our website at elevateyourclassroom.com. So you can check that out. Click the link that's in the comments as well. But plus, y'all, you're getting $500 in free resources. Like right there is worth the ticket price alone, right? Even if you don't watch a single session, you got $500 in resources for your classroom. So you can't beat it.
Yeah. And the sessions are so good. Like as the conference director, I see all the sessions come in and like know the sessions. Guys, they are good.
Right.
You
And
are
we always
gonna
get to see them
be,
before because
yeah,
we
blown
get the
away by the content.
videos. Jose has to work on editing them. And so it's always fun because we're like, ooh, people are gonna love that one. Like they're all coming in and we're all so excited because we kind of get a sneak peek. And so it's a
Mhm.
lot of fun knowing what's coming for everybody who registers. I'm looking
Yeah.
to see if
It's
there are
so
any other
good.
questions or
Don't
comments
miss it. Yeah.
about
Let's
SEL.
see.
I don't see any.
Yeah.
Somebody talked
It
about the
seems like a
spot
lot of
book,
people are doing.
little
Oh,
dot or little
yes. I
spot,
love this.
and they use those for
This little
writing.
spot of kindness.
Yeah.
Yes. That's one of the things I'm going to be talking about too, is like the use of picture books is a great way to then not only incorporate reading into SEL or SEL into reading, but then also you can pull in the writing. There's so many opportunities for writing within those books, especially those spot books. I actually really like this little spot of anger one.
Okay. I
Because
haven't
it's
read that
good.
one. I've read a couple of them, but not that
Yeah.
one. Well, and that's the thing is
Yeah.
books,
It's a good one.
if there's if you're struggling to bring some SEL into your writing or into your classroom, picture books are a great starting place, right?
Yeah. Yes. It's funny that we were talking about this because I pulled this one. I was reading this to Sadie earlier. This is like, so your mom is an SEL coach. How do I feel? She wasn't really feeling it, but as I was reading it, I was like, this would be perfect for writing. Like there's this one, it says like, we jump up and down when we see our friends. Like, what do you do when you're excited? They could tell or write about that. Or we stamp our feet when we are angry. What do you do when you're angry? They could write a sentence. So again, just simple things right here from this book. I was like, this is perfect for my session.
Well, okay, it's something funny you mentioned, like your
Yeah.
mom's an SEL coach, so we're going to learn about feelings. So we've actually, for as long as I can remember, since Adeline was a baby, we always talk to her about big feelings, and she will get herself really worked up, and sometimes she will say to us, "I'm having big feelings," and sometimes that will even be the trigger that kind of starts to calm her down, right? And so you can always tell when the parents are teachers because the kids are using all of these things like I have big feelings, right? So I imagine Sadie will be using those kinds of words as well.
Okay. Yeah. Sadie's not even 3 months old yet. And when she's screaming, I'm like, oh, Sadie, you're feeling sad. Let's start these I feel statements.
Right? Like
It's so
I'm
ridiculous.
feeling, I need, I want, right?
I'm hungry.
Right.
Feed me, mom.
Well, it's crazy because when Adeline was born, and we still do it today. But even with I was carrying her around, at 10 days old, and I'm like, okay, we're walking into the kitchen. This is the kitchen. I'm going to open the cabinet. This is the cabinet, right? You're just doing all these things to try to set them up for success. And so it's always good. It always makes us feel so good when we hear Adeline refer to her big feelings and know that she's. And if we can do that, listen, if we can do that in early childhood, we're also laying that foundation for our kids, right? And so this is going to be a great session to help lay that foundation. And so if you have not registered for Elevate Virtual, get registered. The link to register is in the comments. It's in the description of tonight's live. $75. The price does go up on March 31st, so don't wait. Click that link. Join us at Elevate Virtual. It kicks off June 1st. You have 90 days on-demand access, unlimited access. You can watch the sessions as many times as you want. Fast forward, rewind. Watch it by the pool, at the beach, in your pajamas, in your bathrobe at 3 a.m. with an adult beverage, whatever you want. That's the beauty of an in-person conference. And you'll get $500 in free downloads for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaways, 30 sessions, 4 keynotes.
Yes.
So it's going to be phenomenal. And you also will get a certificate for that you can submit for your PD hours. POs are accepted. I just saw that comment pop up. So you can get your school to pay for it. We actually have admin letters at elevateyourclassroom.com that you can submit to your admin so that they will pay for you to attend.
Yes.
Right. Anything else, Crystal, before we announce our giveaway winner?
No, I'm just excited to be a presenter here too and talk all things SEL. And like we said, don't miss out. You're going to get so many great new ideas. It's going to be awesome.
All right. So I just saw Jessie says that she is registered for virtual and she's debating on Phoenix. Well, what do you, Jessie? Why are you debating? There's no debate.
Katie Garner's coming to Phoenix.
Right. And me and Katie are doing a special session together. Like, come on, it's going to be so much fun. Somebody says, is this available to persons in other countries? Absolutely. Elevate Virtual is all virtual, so you can access it from anywhere. So it's available to everyone around the world. And last year, I know at some point we had talked about like how many countries were participating in Elevate Virtual. So we would love to have you from wherever in the world you are. Please join us, because we're all in this together, and we can definitely learn from each other and support each other here at home and around the world. So absolutely come and join us.
Yes, we would love to see everyone.
Absolutely. All right, Jose, can you pick us a winner for tonight's ticket to Elevate Virtual?
The suspense.
I know, right? All right, Jenny Qualls, congratulations, Jenny. You have won a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. If you've already registered, we will just reimburse you. So reach out to Crystal at elevateyourclassroom.com, and Crystal will get you taken care of. Again, congratulations. And there's Jenny. Congratulations, Jenny.
Yay,
so Jenny, just shoot Crystal an email and she will take care of you. And again, if you have not registered for Elevate Virtual, what are you waiting for? Click that link, get registered. We would love to see you all at Elevate Virtual and at an Elevate in-person conference this summer in Dallas, Phoenix, and Nashville. So click the link, visit our website. All the details are there, the brochures, all the sessions, all of the research is there, admin letters, our information about our new Elevate on-site opportunities are there. So click the link, visit the website, get registered. We can't wait to see you all at an Elevate conference this summer. Crystal, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And thank you to everybody watching for all you guys do for your students. And it's great.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for taking time out of your night.
Bye.